I think we need to reframe the concept of invasiveness and what is, in my opinion, a little bit more mature, like risk and harm-based way. So are opioids invasive? I mean, like, yeah, they're really scalable. They're doing really well commercially, but I would argue that opioids are actually quite invasive. Recently, there was a published paper coming out of UCSF where someone received a DBS-based approach for pain management that significantly reduces their pain levels. It's a surgery, but I don't know. If I were suffering from chronic pain, I would sooner get the surgery than start taking opiates. Electroconvulsive therapy. That was a really good non-invasive approach. But I think, like, obviously you need to think about what are you getting and what risks are you exposing yourself to. And surgical risk is just one of the possible types of risk. I mean, you can go on Amazon and buy TMS units that can stimulate your brain that aren't regulated by the FDA and can make profound changes inside of your brain. I would say that possibility is more dangerous than enrolling yourself in a clinical trial and being implanted by a neurosurgeon.
I totally agree, by the way, and I'm looking forward some regulatory changes in that as a matter, as a parent, above all, because I mean, any kids can buy one online and stimulate, and there's a whole trend of, yes, let's make us more efficient, more memory, more proficient. The question is, obviously, the drugs can be much more invasive than what we think of. But on the device side, I mean, stimulating nerves sometimes, or getting to brain through magnetic approach, you somehow can do that with implantable and non-implantable. That was more the question. Drugs, yes, drugs. I definitely think.
Yeah, LSD is really easy to deliver.
Right. Yeah.
Not surgical at all.
But how is FDA approved the magnetic device to be on the market and delivered at home, both online by kids, just to boost the memory eventually? Without, how is that even possible? Tell me about FDA holds, because that must have been. I can't see anything else.
I talked to the former head of Neurostim for CDRH, who happens to be our consultant, and even he's perplexed. It's a gray area. He still doesn't even know how FDA is going to view this. If you want claims, sure, you have to go through an FDA submission. But if you want to, allude to brain health, maybe there's ways to circumvent. I'm a fan of doing things the right way, the scientific way. Do a rigorous study, get your claims, back your claims with real data, but there will be those who don't.
Yeah. Okay.
You'll see a lot of wellness devices marketed online.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of
Europe, by the way.
I'm
Europe and the same
under the skin wellness device.
An identical thing in Europe, by the way. You can buy it online here too. I mean, that's okay. Gil, sorry, your take on the bionic man of the future.
I think as Matt said, I think that the boundaries are already blurred, and you said this as well, and I think they're continued to be blurred. I think in the context of invasive systems, the FDA is still, of course, focused on therapeutic value, and correctly so. And I think there will need to be a more societal discussion of what is defined as healthy and what is defined as boosting. Of course, when we think about Alzheimer's, changing memory in Alzheimer's is a therapeutic need. Doing that for a high school student that is defined as healthy, of course, is not. That will continue to be blurred. And ultimately, what I think will win is data in clinical trials. Data that shows clear efficacy, data that shows right health economic outcomes. And I hope we can use that data to really build a robust view of how to utilize these technologies.